So I was watching a a preacher that was trending. There was, or I think it looks like it was a lot of preachers that were trending. Black preacher tube was popping. Black religious tube was popping recently, and that was all fine and dandy. You basically expected I basically expected the discourse I expected, maybe, or I don't know. I guess it was I don't know. I guess the discourse I saw was pretty selective. I imagine there's a wide ranges of types of sermon there, or even non-sermons, right? Because that says something too. But it started. I guess I am a religious person. I just don't know what religion, right? But I was thinking about, I don't know why, this just popped in my head. It was the line that was like, forgive them because they do not know what they do. Actually, I know why it popped in my head, right? Because I just saw Neza 1 and 2 back to back. Fire, crazy communist propaganda. It was popping. It was amazing. I'm just kidding. I'm not, but I'm just kidding. It was great discourse. And it made me think about like these archetypes, or like the use of symbols and characters, and like the and all of that. And it's just like the narrative superposition sort of reality of these things. And it's almost like religious. Like, I started thinking about, like, are we all like almost like deterministic, do we all have like a fate or whatever? And so I guess that was kind of in my head. So then and then I just popped in my head, and then I thought about it. I was like, in the Bible, is it saying that God is saying that the way to be godly, right, or the way to have favor, right, is to know things, right? To be knowledgeable, right? That seems to be like the message. It seems to be the message, like, well, they fucked up because they just didn't know better, right? I mean, is it implying that they can't? I don't think it's saying that they can't know better. I think I always read it like that. I kind of always read it like, well, they can't know better because, they're not God or whatever, right? But I think you could see it as like, if they knew better, we wouldn't be in this situation. Besides the whole like punish me instead type of energy, putting that to the side, right? Right? And another thing, kind of on that element, right? They describe this part where he's walking. He's basically a criminal, right? Being walked by these other criminals that were already crucified. Is it also saying that like there is really no such thing as a criminal, and it's sort of like the structure around us? Because who's going to argue that Jesus is a criminal? Right? I mean, right? So is he saying that like even a thief, even all those people are actually not criminals, They are just like him, sort of a product of things that people don't know, right? Right. Easy. And then if you extend that idea, right? If you extend this idea, then think about all the evil shit that happens, right? Or evil or not evil, right? Is that like a challenge? Is like God saying, like, actually you could be godly, you could have, everything could be good if you just knew better. So just know better. Think about diseases, like, oh, you don't like diseases? Okay, cure it. Know better, right? I don't know. Now I'm starting to think about it, and I can see how people could be like, like, I don't know, I don't fuck with that or some shit. I don't know. Because that would go against the idea of punishment, right? I don't know. I'm gonna interpret it that way, actually. Yeah. Damn, son. And I guess to sort of go full circle, right? Sort of connect it to some of the elements that I saw in the discourse of Neza, right? Think about how many issues occurred, right? Simply because people didn't know each other's, like, reality, and how many times people decided to kill each other because they didn't know each other's reality, right? Yeah, I mean, that there's an element of that. There's definitely an element of that. Yeah. That's what's on my mind.